Hello, I'm Ayla Hassan. I'm a former newscaster, news producer, and a current lecturer and an advertiser. I'm here to congratulate CPC, the Communist Party of China, commonly known as the Chinese Communist Party (CCP), is the founding and sole governing political party of the People's Republic of China (PRC). And on July 1st this year, China's Communist Party celebrated its 100th birthday. Congratulations. Great, glorious, and correct, as they say, the CCP has been the sole ruling party in the country, renamed the People's Republic of China in 1949. One of the major contribution was to bring universal education to all of China, even to the remotest villages. China is reshaping the international development graph as we can see the numbers. They therefore believe that their party ideology must be dynamic to safeguard the party's rule. Again, congratulations on CCP 100th anniversary. All the best wishes. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
I'm Mutahir Ahmed Khan. I'm a Pakistan-based journalist, analyst, and columnist. Apart from that, I've written 3 books. Uh, when we talk about CPC, Communist Party of China, we come across different type of the concepts. Right from my childhood, I learned so many things about socialism, capitalism, the war between socialism and capitalism. Apart from that, the Cold Wars between Russia and America, that was considered to be the war between capitalism and socialism, or the Russian socialism, Russian communism. So right from my childhood, I was very curious about all these type of the campaigns, practices, traditions, and even the systems of the government, whatever is going on in the world, and what's wrong with that system and what's wrong with that system. So for a system that's concerned, there isn't any system of the government, whether it's kingdom, monarchy, it's democracy, it's autocracy, or it's a military dictatorship, whatever you may say. But there isn't any system of the government or the governance that is called perfect. Still, the human history is there. Still, we have been experiencing for last many centuries to come up with a proper better than the previous one. And so you may have some loopholes, some drawbacks, some demerits in every kind of systems. So when we look back and we consider the 100 years struggle of the Chinese people, Chinese political parties, especially the leadership of the China, that is remarkable. We are bound to admit that the Chinese government has conducted such type of the experiences that led the government and the country to a miraculous revolution and miraculous positive revolution. Now, if you compare the China 100 years back with the China of today, you will definitely be able to see that the difference is remarkable and it's miracle. Every citizen is independent, every citizen is contributing something to the overall economy of the China, of the country, of the state, and despite being a huge population, they are united. Actually, they use their population. That was a drawback. Apparently, it's a drawback when you have a big population to feed. Then you have a big population to organize in a limited area, geographical area. So they converted their liability, their threat to into opportunity, and they led their masses towards the cottage industry, individual independence, and every individual is now doing something within his or her home in China, and ultimately the overall result is there. The economy is growing and China is growing in every market of the world. So my best wishes are with China. My congratulations. I want to congratulate from the deepest core of my heart. And so far as some drawbacks are concerned, definitely there are drawbacks. I mean, even some people say that so far as capitalism is concerned, most of the people are being employed and being fed by the capitalism, like the people have multinational companies, people are serving in the capitalistic societies in Europe and America directly, and some people are working in multinational companies and being corporate sectors who are directly or indirectly associated with the global business established inside America, that or some companies or banks or even all these type of monetary funding agencies that have their headquarters in America or developed countries. So that is another thing. But so far as China's progress is concerned, again I will say, just compare the China of 100 years back and with the China what it is today, and you will come to know that slow and steady wins the race. There wasn't any fast track change in socialism. Some people tried socialism, communism, but they stopped their struggle after 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. But China continued its struggle in the same way, and after 100 years struggle, now you can see that China is the growing economy in the world, that China is the economic hub of the world in the future. Everybody is saying that, inshallah. So let's see what happens. But I again congratulate, and I will definitely like to advise my government and all the other third world or developing economies and countries to learn from China, to follow China's path, to develop their economy, to boost their socio-economic level, to boost their masses who are living below the poverty line and who are in a very economic social depravity, and the increasing crime rate is also a result of whatever is going on inside the economic corridors of that country or that state. So thank you very much. Long live China, long live Pakistan, and long live Pak China friendship. Thank you.